jolly good. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoka. Welcome to another My Thoughts On. Today I'll be talking about The Green Knight, the 2021 fantasy drama movie directed by David Lowery, who did the Pete's Dragon remake, which I really liked. He also directed A Ghost Story, which I need to watch at some point, seriously. He did The Old Man and the Gun. Was it The Old Man? Yeah, Old Man and the Gun. Yep. He also did The Year of Everlasting Storm 2, which I've never heard of. Dig Up My Darling. He seems to be a very interesting director in terms of the project that he directs and makes, I suppose. So, The Green Knight, I believe, is based on urban myth. I can't say for certain because I do not know that much about it. But it's interesting. It's really interesting, I must say. This film has been kind of highly recommended amongst so many people. People said it's one of the best films of the year. They say it's excellent, it's well made. And I had high hopes because it sounds great and in some cases looks great. It's out on Prime. It's out for a limited time in some cinemas, so there's that, I suppose. So, what is The Green Knight about? Well, the story is about this knight named Gawan, hopefully I pronounced it correctly, played by Dev Patel. He has a quest to go and confront the Green Knight, played by Ralph Inieson, I think that's how you pronounce it, because basically he has to play his game in a way. So you've probably seen it before, but he chops off his head with his own axe, and so he has to go to the Green Knight to do the same thing. He goes on his journey with a horse and the axe that he left. He has to leave behind his love interest, played by Alicia Vikander. He meets other characters like the Lord, played by Joe Edgerton, the Queen, played the King, played by Sean Harris, and the Queen, played by Kate Dickie. All rely on him to go and finish the task at hand, kind of. And that's kind of all it is to it. But knowing that this is a A24 production movie, and knowing that it's rated 15 for a reason, this is not exactly going to be as simple as that. It's going to be... This is going to be one of those films where I don't... I think this is going to be a film that's going to completely... And I do mean completely split people. This is one that people are going to love for how complex and how great the themes are, or people are going to find this dull as all hell. I'm reading some of the IMDb reviews, and they are mixed. Like, my God, there are people that's given it a 5. If you need to fall asleep, watch this. 2, extraordinarily dull, odd film, poorly suited to the average viewer. Don't waste your time. Let's have a look at this one. Took the original story and removed morals, reason, and integrity right out of the movie. Thanks, Hollywood. You've done it again. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Like I said, I do not know that much of the story. I've never heard of it until the movie came out. And I'm not going to talk too much because there isn't a lot to say about The Green Knight, but I really liked it. for the most part. My favourite thing about the film is the cinematography. It looks fucking gorgeous. It's very crystal clear in how it looks, and it looks gorgeous. I love how it is actually shot on location. It looks gorgeous. It looks fantastic. I don't know whereabouts it took, but according to IMDb, it was Ireland, Canada, US, and UK. Pretty nice. Speaking of, visually, also really beautiful. I love the production. I like the practical effects, especially on the Green Knight when you see his head being removed, and the head, he picks it up and he's still talking, like puppetry in a way, and it's really cool. Really, really cool. Not much CG from what I can tell, maybe a little bit, but it's mostly seen to be practical, which is something I dig. And I appreciated that they use actual castles and woods too. It's beautiful looking. It's fantastic to look at. Kind of reminded me a bit of The Revenant, and the story at one point turns into The Revenant when a couple of scavengers take all of Garwin's stuff, and then he has to go, well, not exactly hunt them down, but finish the task. The acting is fucking superb, especially Dev Patel, who has proven to be a bigger and even greater actor each film he's in, whether it's good or bad. He is brilliant in the movie. He puts in so much physical emotion and strong will to his performance, and everyone else does wonderful too. Alicia Vikander, who you'll know as Ava from one of my favourite films, of course, Ex Machina. She's from The Danish Girl. She's in so much. Brilliant actress. She plays the part. Well, she plays two characters, which I won't give too much away, but she is great. Ralph Inieson, who plays the Green Knight, and unfortunately he's not in it for long, despite the fact that the film is called The Green Knight. He plays it rather well with his very intimidating look, and I can't tell if it's makeup or anything like that, but if it was, it must have been hard to take it all off, put it back, put it on, But he really, really gets into the performance of the Green Knight, and he seems to be, he seems to get into character very quickly. He's one of those actors that you recognise in something, and then you realise, oh, he was from The Office and all that. He's great. Joe Edgerton, really good too. I haven't seen a film with him in it. With him in the film in a long time. You've also got Barry Keoghan from Dunkirk, amongst other things too. He's a little bit annoying, but all right. You've also got Erin Kellyman from Falcon the Winter and the Winter Soldier, and I think she played the main villain from that. I can't remember her name, but yeah, she's not in it for long also, but she's all right, I suppose. Pretty decent. Which did lead to one very fucked up scene, and there are a few scenes in the film that did kind of creep me the hell out. I know it's A24. I mean, hello, Hereditary, Midsummer, The Witch, The Lighthouse. Yeah, it's no surprise. This film isn't as disturbing as the other 4 movies, but the practical effects does make it work for making it look almost real, but at the same time it's pretty gross. And I say it's more like a philosophical movie than an actual battle movie. If you're expecting fights and a cool story, you're not going to get that. It's just a journey to finish a goal, but also for the main character to kind of come to terms with his fate, but also what's to come. And I also like the music too. The music by what's his name? Daniel Hart, who did the score for Pete's Dragon and pretty much all of David Lowery's films, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I think the music's also builds up the atmosphere really nicely. However, there is one thing that keeps this film away, alright, away from being 10 out of 10. And unfortunately, the last 20 to 40 minutes is when the film pretty much lost me. Like, I followed it fine, but then it stopped. I thought, okay, the film won me over and I was interested, but then I was like, I don't know where the hell this is going. It does wrap up a little too fast, but at the same time it wraps up in a very anticlimactic but kind of satisfying way. But it's just that I followed it fine, even if the film is trying too hard to be deep. At one point I was like, hey, what? But then you realise what happened, but at the same time you don't quite understand what it tried to achieve in the end. But that's the only thing I found a bit bothersome about the movie. Everything else, really well made. Fantastic looking movie. Solid performances. Terrific music. Great story as well. If you're a fan of the myth, legend, or the story, I suppose, you might like it. If you're not into like complicated films, this is not going to do you a thing, because I don't think you'll follow it unless you're a history nerd. And this is a great medieval movie, kind of like Wolfwalkers, which is the better movie. But I don't know. I appreciate a lot of these medieval movies actually, like doing something different than just being the same. It kind of reminded me of Game of Thrones at times, and also a little bit of The Lighthouse in terms of how creepy and unsettling the music can be at times. But yeah, not as perfect as I wanted it to be, but you know what? It was alright. It was great. It was a great film, but probably not one I'd watch again. Maybe for a few scenes, because it is a unbelievably well-made movie. But yeah, 9 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but pretty great, and I enjoyed myself. I liked it very much. So yeah, The Green Knight. Yep, great movie. Next up, I'll be talking about My Little Pony: A New Generation, which I'll be talking about tomorrow. It came out yesterday with The Green Knight, so yeah. So if you have seen The Green Knight, what do you think about it? Is it good, bad, decent? Do you want to see it? Let me know below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.